The city of Lumina was always bright, a metropolis that glittered with skyscrapers and neon lights. Yet beneath the shining exterior, shadows crawled. Crime syndicates ruled the streets at night, and ordinary people often felt powerless. It was here that a legend would be born. That legend's name was Aryan. Aryan wasn't anyone special, at least not in the beginning. He was a 24-year-old electrician, repairing wires, fixing circuits, and trying to support his widowed mother. His father had been a police officer, killed in the line of duty when Aryan was only 10. That day, Aryan promised himself he would never be weak. But promises made by children often shatter when adulthood arrives. Aryan's life was small, and he hated it. Still, he carried a strange gift that he told no one about. Since childhood, whenever he touched electrical wires, energy surged through him without burning him. He could absorb electricity. At first, it frightened him. Then it fascinated him. But he had never tested its limits. Until the night everything changed. It was a rainy evening, with thunder rattling Lumina's skyline. Aryan was working late at an old power substation. Suddenly, a group of masked men stormed inside. They carried rifles, and their leader's voice was sharp as broken glass. "Nobody move. This station belongs to the syndicate now." Aryan froze, his toolbox slipping from his hands. One of the thugs spotted him and raised a gun. Fear turned into instinct. Aryan grabbed a live cable beside him. Electricity roared into his veins. His body should have fried, but instead, he felt alive. With a scream, he thrust his hands forward. A bolt of lightning exploded from his palms. The thug flew back, his rifle melting in sparks. The room went silent. Everyone stared. Aryan himself trembled in disbelief. Then panic erupted. The gang opened fire. Bullets whizzed, but Aryan's instincts kicked in again. The current around him formed a shield of crackling light. Bullets melted before touching him. He retaliated, lightning cracking like thunder through the air. The masked men screamed, falling unconscious. Only the leader remained. He sneered. "You've made a mistake, boy. The syndicate never forgets." And then he vanished into smoke. Aryan stood alone, panting, electricity still buzzing in his veins. He had just revealed himself to the world. The police arrived minutes later, shocked at the unconscious gang. Aryan slipped away into the rain before questions could trap him. That night, staring at his trembling hands, he whispered, "What am I?" The answer would come in time. For now, he only knew one thing: Lumina had a new protector. Days turned into weeks. Rumors spread about the Lightning Man. Some called him a savior. Others said he was a danger. Aryan tried to live quietly, repairing wires by day, but at night he roamed the city. He practiced. He tested how much electricity he could absorb. Street lamps dimmed when he touched them. Car batteries charged his veins like breakfast coffee. Power stations made him nearly invincible, if only for a short time. But every gift comes with a cost. The more energy he absorbed, the more unstable his emotions became. Rage crackled inside him like storms. His mother noticed his temper flaring. "Aryan," she said softly one evening, "your father believed strength is nothing without control." Aryan lowered his gaze. He didn't want to lose himself to the storm within. Then came Zara. She was a journalist, young, sharp, and relentless. She wanted to uncover the truth about the Lightning Man. One night, while investigating a crime scene, she almost got caught by the syndicate. Aryan saved her, his lightning splitting the dark alley in half. She stared at him, stunned. "You're real," she whispered. "Stay away," he warned. But curiosity bound her. She began following his trail, writing articles about his mysterious rescues. The public began to see him as a hero. That didn't sit well with the syndicate. Their leader, known only as Revenant, was furious. Revenant was no ordinary man. He was a failed experiment of a secret project, a man infused with shadows. His body could dissolve into smoke, vanish, and reappear anywhere. He had built the syndicate with fear and violence. Now, someone threatened that empire. Revenant swore to crush Aryan. The first true test came when Revenant unleashed his weapon, Shade Hunters. They were mercenaries trained to move in darkness, invisible to normal eyes. But Aryan's electricity illuminated shadows. He fought them across rooftops, alleys, and abandoned factories. Each battle drained him, but each victory grew his legend. Zara's articles called him Stormheart. The name stuck. Aryan hated attention, but deep down, he felt pride. For the first time, he wasn't powerless. Still, loneliness haunted him. He couldn't tell his mother. He couldn't reveal himself to Zara. And he couldn't shake the fear of losing control. One night, Revenant made his move. He kidnapped Zara. The message was clear: come alone. Aryan arrived at an abandoned cathedral. Shadows danced like demons across broken walls. Zara was tied to a pillar, her eyes wide with fear. Revenant emerged from darkness, his voice cold. You think you're a hero, Stormheart. But heroes die. The fight was brutal. Lightning against shadow. Sparks lit the cathedral as Revenant's smoke swallowed the room. Aryan struggled. Every strike felt like hitting air. Revenant's claws sliced his arm, his chest. Pain made Aryan falter. But then he saw Zara's terrified face. He remembered his father's sacrifice. He remembered his mother's words. He couldn't give in to rage. He had to master it. Closing his eyes, Aryan focused. He let the storm calm. He felt the current flow through him like a river, not a wildfire. When he opened his eyes, lightning didn't roar, it sang. With controlled precision, he struck. His bolts illuminated Revenant smoke, exposing his real form. Aryan seized him with an electric chain. Revenant screamed as shadows burned away. With one final surge, Aryan hurled him across the cathedral. Revenant collapsed, his body dissolving into nothing but ashes. Silence followed. Zara gasped in relief. Aryan freed her, his hands trembling. Who are you? She whispered. He almost answered. But instead, he said, someone who refuses to let the city break. Then he vanished into the night. The city awoke to news of the syndicate's collapse. People celebrated. But Aryan knew the war wasn't over. Shadows always return. Weeks later, Lumina began to heal. Crime dipped, hope rose. Zara continued to write about Stormheart, but never revealed his identity. She had guessed the truth, but chose to protect it. Aryan, meanwhile, trained harder. He discovered new abilities. He could magnetize objects with current. He could glide across rooftops by bending electricity in street lamps. He even learned to heal minor wounds by stimulating his own cells. But greater power brought greater enemies. A secret organization called the Aegis had been watching. They believed in controlling superhumans. To them, Aryan was a threat. They sent an agent, Seraphine. She was a woman with wings of pure plasma, burning brighter than the sun. Their first encounter shook the city. Sparks and fire collided in the sky. The battle lit up the skyline for miles. Yet something strange happened. Instead of finishing him, Seraphine hesitated. She looked into his eyes and said, "You're like me." Aryan realized she wasn't his enemy, she was another experiment like Revenant. The Aegis had created her. And now, they wanted Stormheart too. Seraphine broke free of their control and allied with him. Together, they uncovered the truth: Lumina wasn't just a city. It was a testing ground. Dozens of experiments had been scattered among its people. Revenant was only the first. The Aegis planned to unleash an army. Aryan's fight was far from over. With Seraphine at his side, he formed a pact. They would find others like them. They would protect the city. They would stop the Aegis. Stormheart was no longer just a rumor. He was a symbol. A beacon in Lumina's darkest hours. Zara's articles declared, "Stormheart leads the dawn of heroes." The people believed. But belief would be tested soon. For in the deepest chamber of the Aegis, something stirred. A being stronger than Revenant. A being forged not from shadow or fire, but pure void. Its name was Nile. And it had only one purpose, to erase Stormheart. Nights grew colder in Lumina. Strange disappearances spread across the city. Entire blocks lost power for hours, as if swallowed by a black hole. Aryan felt the disturbance deep in his core. He knew the storm was about to break again. Seraphine stood beside him on a rooftop. "Are you ready?" she asked. He looked at the city. He thought of his father, his mother, Zara, and every innocent soul who deserved hope. Lightning sparked at his fingertips. I was born ready. The battle with Nile would be his greatest test. For this enemy did not simply fight, Nile consumed. When Aryan first faced him, the void swallowed his lightning. Every strike vanished into nothing. Fear gripped him. Was his gift useless? Nile's voice was emptiness itself. Light fades. Shadows fade. All fades. Aryan staggered, nearly broken. But then Seraphine screamed his name. He saw her wings burning, pushing against the void. She refused to give up. That courage sparked something in him. Lightning wasn't just power. It was connection. It was life. And life always resisted the void. Aryan didn't just summon electricity, he summoned every spark of hope in Lumina. Street lamps flickered awake. Buildings glowed. Cars roared. The entire city poured its energy into him. His body became a living storm. With a roar, he unleashed it all. Lightning blazed brighter than the sun. Nile screamed, cracks forming in his void-like body. The storm tore through him, burning nothingness into dust. Silence followed once more. Lumina's lights returned. Seraphine collapsed beside him, exhausted. Aryan fell to his knees, barely breathing. But he had won. The city was safe, at least for now. Zara's articles spread worldwide. Lumina's Stormheart became a symbol not just for one city, but for humanity's resilience. Aryan still repaired wires by day. He still helped his mother cook dinner. But when night fell, he became something greater. He became the storm that shielded the weak. He became the heart that beat against despair. He became the legend that even shadows feared. And though battles awaited in the future, for now, Lumina slept under his watchful eye. The boy who once felt powerless was gone. The man who rose in his place would never kneel. Stormheart lived. And his story was only beginning.